We're really excited that everyone here has joined us today to learn more about how to get involved in One Health and in advancing One Health education around the world. I'm Bailey Archie, and I'm the Vice President of Education for the International Student One Health Alliance. I am a third-year veterinary student at Mississippi State University in the United States. And before we go any further, I want to allow Ahlanna Toms, who's here interpreting in American Sign Language for us, the chance to introduce herself.
Hi everybody, my name is Ahlanna Toms, and I'm a sign language interpreting student from Tennessee. So today I'm going to be practicing my interpreting and interpreting this webinar. Hope you all enjoy.
Perfect, thank you. And I want to allow a couple of our ISOHA committee members a chance to introduce themselves as well. So Taylor Williams and Pratik Kiju work as our educational outreach coordinators as part of the educational committee. Taylor?
Hello everyone, welcome. We're glad that you could join us today. My name is Taylor Williams. I am one of the outreach coordinators for ISOHA, and I get the privilege of working not only with ISOHA, but also with programs like One Health Lessons, which is really exciting for me because my interests are in One Health education and food safety and security. And my partner is Pratik Kiju. I don't believe he's on the call today, but he also helps me out with acting as a liaison, and we've had a lot of fun this year with this position.
Perfect. And our webinar planner is Carla Lopez, so she's here behind the scenes today with us. Carla, can you say hello to everyone?
Hello everyone, I'm Carla. I'm a med student from Ecuador, and currently I am the webinar planner for ISOHA. I hope you all enjoy.
Perfect. So I'm going to give a little bit of background about ISOHA and our partnership with the One Health Commission. So the International Student One Health Alliance is an informal network of student One Health groups from around the world. We primarily consist of groups at the college level and the postgraduate level, but we are getting more high school level groups involved. So that is really exciting. And we basically have One Health activities that we promote and try to get students involved in worldwide to help them with their professional development and grow as future One Health professionals. Our parent organization is the One Health Commission. So we were born out of the One Health Commission. Back in 2015, the One Health Commission sponsored a Students for One Health conference that was put on by two vet students at the time. Now they're veterinarians, Lauren Brierly from North Carolina State and Serena Selleck from Tufts. And so that happened in 2015 and 2017. And around the same time, two students on the One Health Commission Board of Directors decided that a formal separate student group needed to be created. So those student board directors were Akil Gina from the University of Pretoria and Risa Pesapane, who was at UC Davis at the time. And since then, we have relied on the One Health Commission a lot, and we still continue to do so. One of the first projects that ISOHA undertook was creating a database of One Health clubs, One Health student groups around the world. So Dr. Stroud worked with Laurel Myers, who's a student at Wisconsin at the time, to create this database, which we still have active today. And you can type in this link to go check that out. And Dr. Stroud continues to support ISOHA today with lots of guidance and wisdom as we do our best to spread the One Health message. And one way that the One Health Commission supports us is something that they're doing right now, which is allowing us to use their GoToWebinar platform. So we have had numerous webinars over the years on this GoToWebinar platform, and we wouldn't be able to do that without the One Health Commission. And on the next slide, you can see a list of all of the different webinars that we've had using GoToWebinar. So we're very grateful for that support. So another resource that we use a lot of the One Health Commissions is their Listserv. So we're able to get our One Health news out to over 12,000 people worldwide because of the Listserv. You may have found out about this webinar today because of the Listserv. So we're really thankful for that. And a new collaboration that we have with the One Health Commission is this One Health Education for the Future project, which we are calling OHF for short. And this is geared for pre-service teachers to be able to develop One Health lessons as part of their schooling at college in conjunction with One Health students on their campus. So it connects pre-service teachers on a college campus with current ISOHA affiliated students, and it helps them to bring One Health concepts into their lessons that they have to develop as student teachers. So right now, this is a collaboration between ISOHA US and the One Health Education US team. And we, of course, encourage everyone to use One Health lessons, as much as they can. But if there's a situation where a student teacher has to develop their own lessons, we want them to be able to integrate One Health concepts into that lesson, even if it's not a science or a health lesson. So if you are interested in getting involved in this, please reach out to me. Right now it's geared towards the US because that is where the expertise lies of the One Health Education US team. But we would be happy to extend this to other parts of the world if there's any interest. So because of the One Health Commission support, we have grown into a network of over 150 clubs worldwide. And please check out our link tree to see all of our social media links. And you can also find a lot of our educational resources on our link tree as well. So you can find our map of all the One Health clubs that we're aware of worldwide. You can find a database of all of the One Health clubs as well. You can find all sorts of different educational resources, so please check that out. And feel free to get in touch with me if you have questions about the education side of ISOHA. And please reach out to Sean Sum, our Vice President of Outreach, if you would like to start a One Health Club or if you would like to become part of the ISOHA network. And you can reach out to our general email address if you have general questions about ISOHA. And with that, I will turn it over to Vanessa Nichols, the Administrative Intern for One Health Lessons.
Thank you, Bailey, for the warm introduction. As mentioned, my name is Vanessa Nichols, and I am a fourth-year Bachelor of Medical Science student specializing in One Health at the University of Western Ontario. Today, I will be speaking briefly about the origins and the history of One Health Lessons and how we came to be as an organization. One Health was founded in May of 2020 by Dr. Deborah Thomson, who is a veterinarian by trade, but also has a lot of teaching experience. And it was during veterinary school that she heard the term One Health for the first time and decided that this was way too late. Therefore, she started to create and share lesson plans about One Health topics like zoonotic diseases and mutations, using the SARS-CoV-2 coronavirus as an example, because this is something that has impacted everyone around the world. This COVID-19 lesson is designed for both in-person and virtual learning, and as elementary and secondary schools transition to remote learning, we were able to continue to bring our content into classrooms, allowing us to educate and inspire students, but also support and motivate teachers during this very challenging time. The lessons use a variety of interactive activities like tongue twisters and fill-in-the-blank stories to communicate seemingly complex topics like mutations with a diverse range of audiences. One of the big takeaways from the COVID-19 lesson is that mutations are changes. They can be good, they can be bad, or they can be neutral. One Health Lessons really cares about inclusivity and accessibility, meaning that any and everyone can use these lessons no matter their location or their abilities. In the 10 short months that One Health Lessons has been around, our team has grown to over 1,000 volunteers across the globe who have helped us to translate the lessons into over 80 different languages, including the ones you see on screen, as well as American Sign Language. And finally, the lessons are age-specific. Science education is not one size fits all, and when you're talking to an 8-year-old, it's a lot different than when you're talking to an 18-year-old. And therefore, the language used in the lessons reflects that. The lessons are offered in 7 different age-specific categories, intended to reach as many eager-to-learn students as possible. I want to now pass the microphone to my fellow intern Miriam, who will describe the synergistic efforts between ISOHA and One Health Lessons.
Thank you, Vanessa, for the warm introduction. Hello, everyone. My name is Miriam Zakaria. I'm a fifth-year veterinary student studying at the University of Ilorin, Nigeria. I'm also the current ASL Intern for One Health Lessons. And today, I shall be talking about the synergy between One Health Lessons and ISOHA. One Health Lessons create awareness about One Health by encouraging volunteers from all over the world to sign up for the Lesson Leaders Program, and upon completion of this program to teach One Health to their various communities. ISOHA creates awareness about One Health by encouraging students to create One Health clubs in their various universities and to organize outreach programs and other events that create awareness about One Health. With that said, we can see that both One Health Lessons and ISOHA share similar goals, which is to create awareness about One Health. And this has brought to the partnership between One Health Lessons and ISOHA. What then does the partnership between One Health Lessons and ISOHA entail, you may be wondering? It involves a lot of collaboration, a lot of teamwork, a lot of communication, and everything needed to ensure the success and achievement of both organizations' goals. Some of the ways in which ISOHA and One Health Lessons have benefited from this partnership, and they are still benefiting, includes the promotion of both organizations' activities, collaborating together to create awareness about One Health through webinars like the one we're currently having right now, through contests like the ongoing Intercontinental Contest, and through their various social media platforms. They also encourage students to create One Health clubs in their universities and secondary schools. And they encourage One Health clubs to sign up for the Lesson Leaders Program. At this point, I'll be handing over to Dorisma, who will be giving us details about the Lesson Leaders Program. I hope we understand and we've learned a lot about the partnership between One Health Lessons and ISOHA. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miriam. Hi, everyone. I'm Doris Ma, the Lesson Leaders Program Coordinator Intern at One Health Lessons. I'm a recent graduate from the University of California and studied integrated biology with an emphasis on ecology, evolution, and organismal biology. Today, I will be speaking about the Lesson Leaders Program, which is a way to train volunteers from around the world to become comfortable in communicating One Health. But before I begin, let me first share a bit about how I got involved with teaching about One Health. I've been teaching One Health lessons with Dr. Deborah Thomson for over 2 years, and it was a truly wonderful experience. The students were always so curious and demonstrated that children really do have unlimited creativity. Not only did I improve my leadership and communication skills through teaching One Health lessons, I was also inspired by their eagerness to learn and recognize the value of educating the next generation of world leaders, because they are the ones who are given the responsibility of our planet. Now let's jump right in. What is the Lesson Leaders Program? It is a 4-hour training program that equips the public with the skills to teach primary and secondary students about One Health. The lesson that will be featured is the COVID-19 One Health lesson, designed to alleviate anxiety over the pandemic. This lesson covers 5 things: where the virus likely came from, how to protect yourself today, what scientists are doing to protect families in the future, what vaccines are, and what mutations are. The program is open to anyone above the age of 18, regardless of your education or background. The program is entirely virtual and separated into 4 separate hours to complete at your own pace. If you're interested in teaching, improving your communication skills, or you simply want to connect with other like-minded individuals, then this is the program for you. Before you begin the program, you'll be asked to fill out a pre-program survey and to sign a code of conduct. Randomized background checks will also be done to ensure the safety of the students participating in the program. Now, I will break down the 4 easy steps to get you to become a certified lesson leader. The first step is to attend a 1-hour training session, which will review logistics of volunteering at schools and provide advice when working with young students. This includes activities such as introducing yourself to the class using kid-friendly language, asking questions to encourage participation, as well as reviewing techniques to manage a virtual classroom. The second step is to watch a recorded One Health lesson on our YouTube channel and complete a corresponding quiz. This will give you an idea of what the lesson that you will be teaching will look like. After passing the quiz, the third step is to observe a live lesson that is being taught by another lesson leader. This is where you can pay attention to how the teacher manages the virtual classroom through muting or unmuting, encourages student participation, uses repetition to emphasize important concepts, and ensures that all students have an equal chance at participating. Now we move on to the final step, the fun part. You get to teach your own One Health lesson. This is because we believe the best way to learn is by doing. After filling out a form to indicate your availability, we will match you with a virtual classroom in California through our partner organization, Community Resources for Science, so that you can teach your own One Health lesson virtually. These lessons will be in Pacific Standard Time, which is currently 6:24 a.m. This is usually the most exciting but also nerve-wracking step, especially if you haven't taught before. To help you, you'll be paired with an experienced certified lesson leader who can assist you. After the training program, you'll complete a post-training survey, while the full-time teacher of the classroom will complete a post-lesson survey. And just like that, you will become a certified lesson leader. With this certificate, you can then begin teaching One Health lessons in your own community in your own language using the translated lessons available at onehealthlessons.com. Now here's a special perk. Since you will be joining the ISOHA and OHL Joint Certificate Program, you will be able to get this fancy certificate with both ISOHA and OHL's logos on it. And this is all possible due to the ISOHA-OHL synergy and collaboration. The only thing to make sure is when you fill up the sign-up form, you indicate that you're a student joining through ISOHA. Currently, we have over 650 lesson leaders signed up to the program and counting. So if you're interested in the Lesson Leaders Program, you can sign up now at bit.ly/OHL Lesson Leaders. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions about the Lesson Leaders program, either after the webinar, or you can also email me at lessonleadersprogram@gmail.com. Thank you very much. And now I will pass the floor to our next speaker, Maddie Burns.
Thank you, Doris, for the nice introduction. My name is Maddie Burns. I am a second-year public health undergraduate student at the George Washington University in Washington, D.C., and I am the current senior promotions intern with One Health Lessons. And today I'm going to talk to you all about the One Health Lessons Ambassador Program. You may be wondering, how do I join the One Health Lessons Ambassador Program? To become an ambassador, you must teach 5 One Health lessons in your own community. These lessons can be virtual or in person, like the lesson you see on the screen. You must also have proof of these lessons being taught. The proof must include post-lesson teacher surveys and pictures of the lesson, but any pictures taken must avoid the children's faces for privacy reasons. The post-lesson teacher surveys can be found on our website and is currently being translated into over 50 languages, so it can be available for teachers around the world to use. So why would you want to become an ambassador? What could you do? One thing you can do once you become an ambassador is reach out to your academic community to give presentations about One Health and One Health lessons. For example, earlier in the year, I had the pleasure of hosting a webinar at my university where Dr. Deborah Thomson, the president and founder of One Health Lessons, was able to speak about the science of health communications and the importance of organizations like One Health Lessons in combating health misinformation. These presentations typically focus on how the students can get involved and help One Health Lessons achieve our mission, and they have historically increased engagement with One Health Lessons significantly, helping us teach as many children as possible about One Health. Another thing you can do is reach out to community organizations to give interviews or talks relating to One Health or One Health Lessons. For example, Vanessa Nichols, another intern who spoke previously, was interviewed by Science Rendezvous, a STEM-focused nonprofit organization based out of Canada, where she was able to talk about One Health and One Health Lessons' work towards our mission and how others can get involved with our work. Additionally, another intern, Ivana Kurian, has been able to give about 30 speeches in just under 3 months to different Toastmasters International clubs around the world that focus on how the audience can get involved in the field of One Health and how they can influence their community with the programs that we offer, such as the Lesson Leaders Program. A large part of becoming an ambassador is mobilizing others in your community to become lesson leaders. To assist in doing this, you can help give orientations in your first language to lesson leaders in training, or you can observe lesson leaders in training teach their first lesson. As of right now, the current training program relies on English, so having ambassadors that can train in the language they are most comfortable speaking in is imperative to our goal of having the training program available in multiple languages. Currently, we have been able to translate our lesson into 80 languages, including American Sign Language, but we need the ambassadors' help in expanding our training program to a similarly international and inclusive audience. To maintain their ambassador status, One Health Lessons ambassadors are expected to teach at least 1 lesson a month in their own community, as well as observe a lesson leader in training teaching a lesson at least once a month. Once again, to prove that these lessons have been taught, it is expected that the ambassador will receive proof in the form of pictures of the classroom as well as the post-lesson teacher surveys, which can be obtained from our website. Ultimately, this ambassador program is about One Health Lessons helping you, as this will help you build your leadership and communication skills through experiential learning. By becoming an ambassador, you can be featured on our social media, have access to exclusive networking opportunities, and have the chance to be published for One Health Lessons in one of our reputable partner publications. We will also be hosting an exclusive graduation ceremony for our ambassador, with the first one being on May 1st, 2021. Thank you for listening to me, and I hope I have inspired you to help One Health Lessons achieve our mission. If you would like to get involved or have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me through email or on LinkedIn. Now I will pass it on to Andreas Papas, the president of ISOHA, to talk about his experience with completing the Lesson Leaders Program.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. Today, I'm going to present you very briefly a few things from my experience and from Son's experience, the Vice President of Outreach of ISOHA. He is not here today with us. He has sent us a pre-recorded video. So, my name is Andreas Papas, as I said, and I'm a vet student from Greece. And I'm currently working as the ISOHA president. So being from Greece is a very complicated thing. Here in Greece, we always ask why. So when I joined ISOHA and during my studies in general, I was thinking why we do all these sciences and why we study everything here. And I was thinking like, this science development is something good. Is that the real development? And I had these thoughts always, but during COVID pandemic, this is getting worse because I see people here around talking about PCR, talking about viruses, rapid tests, vaccination, and I was wondering, do they really know what all these things are? Then another funny example about technologies. I saw my grandmother having a new cell phone, and he became an influencer very quickly. And but he managed that in a bad way. So he was spamming people. And I was wondering, something good, or should we take the cell phone back? And then while I was working in ISOHA, I realized that there is a way that we can teach people. We can do that through this partnership with One Health Lessons. In ISOHA, we teach students, the future scientists and young scientists. But through One Health Lessons, we have this opportunity to teach the community. We have the opportunity to go out there and find young students in school and give them all the scientific ideas and knowledge that we have in a simple way, and to make them become better. They are the future, so we will have a better future if they are better. In two sentences, what I learned from the program was that first of all, I cover my feeling that I wanted to help the community, and through that now I have the strongness to do that again and again. And I also learned that, first of all, how I can interact with young children, which is something important, and how I can translate all these scientific things I have in my mind in simple words and make them accessible to community and people around me. That was all from me. I suggest that you participate in the program too. And now let's see the pre-recorded video from Son.
Hey everyone, hope you're all doing well. My name is Sean and I'm a final year veterinary student at the Royal Vet College in the United Kingdom. I'm also the current Vice President for Outreach at the International Student One Health Alliance, or ISOHA, and I've always had a deep passion for One Health and infectious diseases. I would like to start by apologizing that I'm unable to join you all live at the webinar today due to other commitments, but I hope you're all learning a lot about One Health Lessons at ISOHA. Now, I'm here today to share my experiences having completed the Lesson Leaders Program. And I found out first about the program through the Global Antimicrobial Resistance Youth Summit late last year, where Dr. Deborah Thomson was featured as a panel speaker. I knew then immediately that this was something I had to be involved with, because I firmly believe that the public health education is integral in bolstering our responses to both current and future global health issues. And the journey turned out to be even more enriching than I had envisioned. And granted, it was slightly intimidating to begin with. The material that was provided for the lessons helped me to easily dissect what I wanted to say and how I wanted to engage my audience. And having been through a short stint of relief teaching in my high school previously, I already knew that teaching was a highly challenging skill. But having said that, teaching young children about more technical topics such as One Health was even more demanding. What it did mean, though, was the satisfaction I derived from having completed my lesson was far greater than imagined. In fact, I thoroughly enjoyed interacting and engaging with all of the students in my class. It was particularly encouraging when many of the students had burning questions throughout the presentations, some of which I even struggled to answer. They were all really eager to pipe in when I asked questions, and that was truly such a great experience to have gone through. And through just a simple 4-hour commitment, I gained so much from the Lesson Leaders Program in terms of being more confident of teaching a younger audience, enhancing my communication skills, and also being able to explain One Health concepts to someone without a scientific background. And these are all skills that I believe will go a long way for me in the future. I highly recommend joining the Lesson Leaders Program, and it's simply and truly an enjoyable and such a rewarding process. I'm more than happy for you to reach out to me via LinkedIn if you'd like to find out more about either the Lesson Leaders Program or what we do at ISOHA. Otherwise, I wish you all a wonderful day and have a good rest of the webinar. See you.
All right, and we're going to pass the screen back to Taylor to continue with the presentation. And Miriam is going to talk to us a little bit about the Continental Contest. All right, I think Miriam is having some technical difficulties, so I will talk about the Continental Contest. So this is a chance for the continent that has the most certified lesson leader students to win an exclusive meeting with Dr. Cheryl Stroud, the Executive Director of the One Health Commission, and Dr. Deborah Thomson, the founder and president of One Health Lessons. So we want anyone and everyone to sign up to be a lesson leader, but this is just an incentive for students particularly to get involved. So for example, if there are a ton of students from North America that sign up to be lesson leaders, on the sign up form, they check that they are a part of ISOHA. And if they all finish the Lesson Leaders Program, then they will win an exclusive meeting with Dr. Stroud and Dr. Thomson. So only student participation in the Lesson Leaders Program is factored into this competition, although we would like for everyone to sign up to be a lesson leader. So be sure to sign up to be a lesson leader at the link that we've already sent in the chat. We can send that link in the chat again. And this competition ends April 25th. So you have about a month to get all your students from your region together, sign up to be lesson leaders, and complete the training. You do have to complete the training to be factored into the tally for which continent is going to win. So if you have any questions about that, you can contact Sean from ISOHA, and you can contact Doris from One Health Lessons, and their email addresses are both on the screen here. All right, so now we will take any questions or comments from the audience. If you're in the audience, you can raise your hand and I will unmute you, and then you'll have to unmute yourself as well. And you can ask your question or share your comment. Okay, David Hall asked if we have an annual meeting or conference. So ISOHA every year has what we call a Who's Who in Student One Health webinar. And in that, student groups from around the world come and present for just about 3 minutes and talk about what their club does. So that's a big networking event that ISOHA has. Maddie, would you like to chime in from the One Health Lessons perspective?
Yeah. Oh, apologies. I had my camera covered. Yeah, of course. So could you just repeat the question one more time so I make sure that I got all parts of it before I answer it?
David Hall asked, do you have an annual meeting / conference?
An annual meeting / conference. So as of right now, we do not have an annual meeting / conference. However, I'm sure that we would be open to setting one up. As of right now, we are less than a year old, so we have not had a full year to even complete an annual conference. But I know that that is something that we are definitely open to, especially for something like the ambassador program, where we could have an ambassadors only conference or lesson leaders only conference. So thank you for the question. We don't have one right now, but we are very open to having one in the future.
Great. And you did say that there will be a graduation ceremony for the ambassadors in May, right?
Yes, so we're going to be holding graduation ceremonies every so often so that new ambassadors can also have graduation ceremonies. It will probably be about every 2 to 3 months we'll have one. Our first one is going to be on our 1-year anniversary, May 1st, 2021.
Oh, that's great. So if somebody signed up to be a lesson leader today and completed the program, this certification process really quickly, would they be able to become an ambassador within the next month and then be part of that graduation ceremony in May?
Yeah, so anyone can be a part of the graduation ceremony in May as long as they've completed all of the requirements for the ambassador program. So that includes the certification, but that also includes teaching 5 of our lessons in your community and having proof those lessons have been taught.
Okay, awesome. So everyone get to work quickly if you want to be part of the graduation in May.
Thank you.
All right, I'm reading some more of the questions here. So Kayla Strong asked, are there specific country-specific chapters? So y'all may have noticed that when I was talking about the One Health Education for the Future initiative between ISOHA and the One Health Commission, One Health Education US team, I said ISOHA US. So within ISOHA, we have continent representatives for each continent. So there's not really a country-specific chapter like called ISOHA US. So I didn't really clarify that very well. But there are regions within ISOHA that we use just to reach our network more effectively. So it's easier for us to have, our 2 North American continent reps who know students within North America who are working in One Health. So it's just a way for us to connect more in depth with students in our area and kind of expand our network better that way. And if you want to connect with your ISOHA continent representatives, you can email Sean Sum. I think his email is in the chat, but Carla, if you can put that in there again, that would be great. Okay. Sayet Yilmaz said, I'm participating from Turkey. Huge hello from Turkey. Just wanted to say thank you for such an amazing webinar. You're doing a great job for raising awareness of One Health globally. Thank you. And that is largely due to One Health lessons. So we really enjoy working with them. Okay, Nadia Franklin asked, how do you suggest people contact schools in their local communities to set up local lessons? Doris, would you like to take this one?
Yeah, sure. So there are multiple ways that you can communicate or contact with your local community. I would first start with sort of reaching out to my old schools. So maybe your old primary school or your old secondary school, reaching out to the teachers, your previous teachers who might have an available spot for you to be a guest speaker for the lesson. So once you become certified, you are able to go out and teach that lesson anywhere in your community. So with that certificate, you can go into your old classrooms and teach that lesson to those groups. Another way you can try to find places where you can teach the lesson is through organizations that work with children. So, for example, Scouts could be one of the examples of an organization working with children, or any other nonprofits that are in your community are also great candidates. So currently, since most of the lessons are being done virtual, you can even travel to different places, not only limited in your community. So like Maddie, our other intern, mentioned before, another intern, Ahlanna, she was doing Toastmasters meetings, which is a public speaking club. So she was traveling through Zoom to various different countries, states in the United States, to give those talks and educate the people there about One Health as well. So really there are endless opportunities of how you can get these lessons into schools, to communities, and even begin teaching and educating adults. So I hope that answers your question.
Perfect. I will keep reading these questions that were submitted through the question box. But people in the audience, feel free to speak your question as well. Just raise your hand and I can unmute you. Okay, so Louise Lynch O'Brien asked about the water focused lessons, the tick and mosquito focused lessons, and the food focused lessons. It says that she gets a coming soon message, and she's wondering if it's possible to access the non-COVID lessons. Vanessa, can you take this one?
Sure. So right now we only have the COVID-19 lesson that is live on the site, because that was our highest priority in the midst of the pandemic. However, we have a lesson about the mRNA vaccines coming out very soon, and that will hopefully be able to be disseminated to our lesson leaders in the coming weeks and months. And moving forward, we also plan to have more and more lessons become available. But because we are a volunteer-run nonprofit, we have limited resources, and we promise that we are working as fast as we can to get those lessons to you.
All right, and Ms. Simbe asked, how long does it take to be an ambassador? So Maddie told us that if you complete the training program, the certification process to be a lesson leader, which takes 4 hours, and then you teach 5 One Health lessons in your community, you will become an ambassador. So however long it takes you to do that is however long it takes to become an ambassador. So you can do it quickly if you can find 5 classrooms or 5 opportunities to teach lessons. And Rahul Amin asked, I want to be a lesson leader. I'm a master's student of public health. However, in Bangladesh, schools are closed. Can I continue teaching via social media? How can I proceed? So the lessons can all be taught virtually. They're designed to be taught virtually and in person. All right. Are there any other questions? Okay, Rahul Amin, oh, you've had your hand raised for a while, I see. Sorry about that. Would you still like to ask your question? I will unmute you, and then you can unmute yourself if you'd like to ask it out loud.
Can you hear me? I have unmuted myself. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. Thank you for responding my questions. So my another query is that I'm a master's student, so I can write about One Health or the burning issues. So since ISOHA and OHL, they have the platform, I think, to write on that issue. So can I involve with that media so that I can write like editorial like or uh, uh, burning issues? Can you can want to mention?
Vanessa, would you like to take this one?
Sure. So if you want, we actually welcome volunteers to contribute to the One Health Lessons blog section on the website. And if you are looking to write some posts for us, we would be happy to link up with you, and you can contact Maddie, who is going to be running the blog section and is responsible for that.
Perfect, thank you. Okay, Trevor asked, can you please repeat on how long it takes to be an ambassador and the steps? Maddie, can you remind us of that?
Yes, of course. So to become an ambassador, all you need to do is become a certified lesson leader, which is a total of 4 hours in training. And then you need to teach 5 One Health lessons in your own community. So realistically, this can take however long that takes you. It's very personal. That could take some people a month. That could take some people 2 weeks. It really just depends on how many lessons you can get out into your community to teach. So it's very self-paced is how I would describe it in terms of how fast you can get it done.
All right, and Ndongmo from Cameroon left a comment about a experience he had during a lesson. So if you can please email One Health Lessons individually to describe what happened there and your feedback there. I'm sure they would appreciate the feedback. And Bryce, I see your question in French, but unfortunately I don't know French. Could you pop that into Google Translate and then put your question in the chat again in English, please? Okay, Emilio Estevez from Argentina asked, is there any way of taking One Health lessons in Spanish? So you can definitely teach One Health lessons in Spanish. There are Spanish lessons on the website. These lessons are designed for you to teach, and they're not designed for your own like continuing education or anything like that. I hope that answers your question. But if you're looking for One Health courses that you can take, like courses that are designed for an adult level, you can contact me and I can share some of ISOHA's resources with you. And Carla, if you want to chime in as far as the Spanish speaking side goes, that would be great.
Yes, so can I talk in Spanish to answer?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Hola, Emilio. One Health Lessons tiene lecciones en español, las cuales puedes enseñar en tu comunidad. Sin embargo, también hay otra asociación que se llama OHLIC, que podemos pasarte la página, que también trabaja estrechamente con One Health Lessons, y ellos también tienen alguna información sobre One Health que te pueden ayudar para expandir tus conocimientos y tus lecciones en Latinoamérica.
Perfect. Thank you, Carla. And if you can share that contact information with him, he says that he would like that. You should be able to just put it in the question box. And we'll allow a few more minutes for anyone to raise their hand or type a question in the question box. Oh, this is a good question. So this is a question that was asked originally in French. He's asking if One Health Lessons is directly linked to ISOHA, or if they are two different associations under the One Health concept. So they are two different organizations, but we work very closely together. So One Health Lessons reached out to ISOHA since we do have such a large network and asked if we would help them promote their lesson leader program. And we said, of course, yes, because it's One Health related. But you can be jointly certified by One Health Lessons and ISOHA if you're a student. And if you click the ISOHA option on the sign up form, to be a lesson leader. Okay, I'll allow just a couple more minutes for you to raise your hand or put a question in the question box.
I received a private question directed to Bailey, which is, how can I expand my One Health network?
That's a great question. Ooh, sorry. So first, I would encourage you to connect with ISOHA. One of our big networking activities is our mentorship program. So every fall, we pair up students interested in One Health with professionals that are working in One Health. So they've either had a few years of work experience in a One Health related field, or they've graduated with a graduate degree related to One Health. So that is one of our primary networking opportunities. And unfortunately, it is closed for this current term, but applications will be opening up again in the fall. So we hope that you'll keep an eye out on that. Keep an eye on our social media for that. But I would also encourage you to sign up to be a lesson leader and especially work towards that ambassador status with One Health Lessons. That's a great networking opportunity as well. And, you know, Maddie said that being an ambassador, you can get some perks, especially networking wise, if you sign up to be a lesson leader and then you teach all those lessons and become an ambassador. So I would encourage you to do that. If you're a student and you need help asking for mentorship, like you aren't sure what your resume should look like, or you aren't sure how to, you know, phrase an email asking for mentorship, you can reach out to me and I can connect you with our mentorship program managers and they would love to help you. So even though our formal mentorship program is closed, it's always a good idea for people to reach out and ask for mentorship and connect with people who have similar interests to you as you, or people who you think can help you grow in your professional development. So if you need help with that, you can contact me and ISOHA would love to help you. And fall means autumn, so around September or October, the applications for the mentorship program will be released. And another networking opportunity with One Health Lessons is their internship program, and Vanessa can fill us in on that.
Sure. So about 3 times a year, we will post on our LinkedIn that we are accepting applications for the internship with One Health Lessons. And it is a great way to get involved behind the scenes with promotions, or if you have experience with website design. There's really a lot of opportunities depending on what your interests are and what your skills are. And the next application for the internship program will be going live in shortly in the coming weeks because the current internship ends at the end of April. So you can stay tuned and check out our LinkedIn page because that post will come out very soon.
Perfect. And I think it's pretty cool that Carla was one of the first One Health Lessons interns, and now she's working with ISOHA. So she knows a lot about both of the groups speaking today. Okay, are there any other questions? All right, well, thank you all. Oh, did someone say something? Go ahead.
Yes, I received another direct question for Doris. The question is, if I am under 18, how else can I volunteer with One Health lessons?
Thank you for the question. So there are actually multiple ways that you can still be involved with One Health lessons if you're under 18. There are 3 things. One, you can create your own ISOHA club. So there isn't really a limit on how old you have to be to create your own ISOHA club. In fact, there is actually a high school student who has recently been starting to plan an ISOHA club in their high school. The second thing you can do is to ask your science teacher to reach out to One Health lessons so that we can set up a time where we can get a One Health lesson leader to come to your classroom and teach a One Health lesson to your class. And the last thing is you can also participate in our Global Arts and Music Contest, which is going on right now. We are actually celebrating this for Earth Day, which is coming up on April 22nd. So if you're interested in joining that, you can also go onto our social media platforms. It is posted in multiple places. So if you have any interest in the arts or you want to showcase your talent, the theme is biodiversity and how that relates to One Health. So yeah, those are the 3 things that you could do if you're under 18.
Perfect, thanks, Doris. And we'll give one more chance for the audience to ask any questions. Okay, so Emilio asked, can professionals join One Health lessons or only students? So anyone age 18 or above can be a lesson leader with One Health lessons. The joint certification, so you saw a picture of that certificate with both the ISOHA logo and the One Health lessons logo on it. That joint certificate is only for students, but you will still get a One Health lesson certificate if you are not a student and complete the Lesson Leaders Program. And Misembe asked, how can the certification we got from One Health Lessons help us? Could I use it as an application to further my studies or to obtain a job? That's a great question. Doris, do you want to take that one?
Sorry, could you repeat the question again?
Yes, it was, how can the certification we got from One Health Lessons help us? Could I use it as an application to further my studies or to obtain a job?
So the certified program is, after you complete the program, you do get a certificate. You can definitely put this on your resume if you are interested in a career in education. I would say the program is really a way to test the waters, and if you're curious about a career in science education, for example, it would be a great way to dip your feet in this field and just experience how teaching kids feels like. There are so many other things that you learn throughout the program beyond what you get from learning how to teach this lesson. For instance, personally, I learned so many communication and leadership skills through the program just to practice my public speaking skills, how to really communicate science effectively, especially to a younger audience, is definitely a skill that would be an asset to many different jobs within the science field. So I think this is definitely a program for you if you're interested in any related careers.
Okay, and Maddie, we have another question. I think this is towards the ambassador program. Rahul, please correct me if I'm wrong. But he asked, can you elaborate the duration of the leadership program since you mentioned one meeting in session every month?
Yeah, of course. So the one lesson a month is not a official meeting. It's a monthly requirement to maintain your active ambassador status. So once you decide you don't want to become an ambassador anymore, you just stop teaching lessons. And after that month is up, we will know that you didn't renew your requirements for that month and that you don't want to be considered as an ambassador anymore. So every month on your own, you are expected to teach a lesson and then reach out to us to either pair you with a lesson leader in training so that you can shadow them, or if you are training lesson leaders as part of your own community, you can of course shadow them. But again, you need proof of these lessons since they will be independent of us. So if you want to maintain your ambassador status from month to month, you're going to have to send in proof of these lessons being taught. I hope that answers your question.
Perfect, thank you. And Keely Smith asked, will the recording be available for us to view again? Yes, this is being recorded, and One Health Lessons will post it on their YouTube channel in the next couple days. So keep an eye on their YouTube channel for the recording of this webinar. And Nadia asked, if your ambassador status lapses, can you reinstate it?
Yeah, so I can take this question. So for the ambassador program, if your ambassador status lapses, you can apply to renew your ambassador status, and you will just have to contact us and we will be able to let you know the specific requirements. It will either be that you have to notify us and teach 2 extra lessons, or just notify us and teach 1, but I'm not sure that we have that all figured out, so I don't want to promise something that will change. So if you contact us once you have had your ambassador status lapse, but you want to rejoin, we will let you know what the process would be and how you can rejoin our ambassador program.
Perfect. Okay, I think that is all the time that we have, but if you have any more questions, please feel free to contact the relevant person. You'll be receiving a follow-up email with your attendance certificate within the next day. So on that email, we will include the email addresses of who to contact if you have specific questions about One Health Lessons or about ISOHA. So thank you all so much for joining us, and we look forward to seeing all that you do to advance the global One Health education movement. Have a great day.
It was an excellent program.
Thank you so much.